everybody, this is Jigsaw for webofcinema.com doing my review for the new Marvel and Activision game, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Now, I'm going to lay this right out before all the Spider-Man geeks go crazy for anything I say ahead of time. I don't know Spider-Man that well. I don't know a lot of... I have my basic understanding. I'm not going to be judging the game based on things like he shouldn't be in this dimension or he shouldn't be there. No, I'm basing it solely on the gameplay and all that stuff. So all of the little fanboyisms, I am not going to base it off of. Alright, starting out, this is the new game that is not tied to a movie, which is really nice. It follows 4 different Spider-Mans: Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Ultimate Spider-Man. Each one from a comic book series from different eras. Amazing Spider-Man being the earliest, Ultimate Spider-Man and Noir are the more recent ones. I haven't read much of 2099. I really haven't read anything of that, but I have heard of it. Basically what it is the story is very generic. It's not really anything interesting per se. It's basically Mysterio grabs a mystical towel that happens to be in a museum because, you know, it's just in a glass case, and nobody before it who touched it released the magical powers. It's just only when he touches it. The fragment breaks up because Spider-Man accidentally kicks it when they're in a fight, and the time and space continuum is pretty much ripped open, and 4 Spider-Mans have to gather the tablet before all the villains do and take over the world. It's really a generic story, and I really wish they went more in depth with it. I mean, yeah, it's like a Saturday afternoon serial, but it'd be nice to have that, not have that in a video game. While I understand they may be going for that a little bit, it's kind of annoying that that story is so generic. Gameplay is different for all of them. Not all of them. Ultimate and Amazing pretty much blend together. That's one of my biggest gripes, but I'll get to it. First off, we'll go to my favorite. Spider-Man Noir is a stealth-based one that mixes Batman Arkham Asylum, Splinter Cell, and the Spider-Man game. What it is bullets will kill you, basically, very fast. And it's a very dark and black world, and what you want to do is pretty much sneak up and you take your enemies out with stealth. You don't take them head-on like you do in the other ones. Same thing with the bosses, like... There's a fight with Hammerhead where he's on a chain gun. If you rush him, you're going to die. So you have to try to figure a way to work your way behind him and sneak up behind him. It's very interesting. The voice acting is very good for Noir. It's no joke cracking or anything like that, which is a nice break from all the other ones. It's definitely my favorite and most standout out of the group. My biggest problem with Noir and pretty much the entire game is the camera is maddeningly frustrating, especially when you're climbing on walls. When you're running around, it's fine. When you're swinging, it's pretty much fine. When you are climbing on walls, regardless of the situation, it is maddeningly frustrating. It always wants to look at the ground. I constantly get confused by the direction of my joystick, which way I'm pointing it or which way I'm trying to direct it. It'd be nice if they just showed it in the direction you're trying to. If the camera wouldn't try to focus down every single time you played you crawled along the fucking walls. That's really frustrating, and it would have been really nice if they made that smooth, because it really hinders the gameplay and the flow of it when you're playing. Playing the Amazing Spider-Man, I'll get through these quickly. Amazing Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man blend together. They're pretty much the same style of art, the same style of combat, minus the symbiote and Ultimate and Amazing. He has a lot more web powers. Those really just blend together, and it gets really frustrating. Spider-Man 2099 is a futuristic one. Only real difference this one is you have a free-falling section, which is really cool. It's like you can go slow-mo and you dodge stuff as you're free-falling. That's really cool. Boss fights, it feels like an old PS2 game, how each level has their own boss fight. That's really cool, and it's really nostalgic feeling. Brings me back to like Spider-Man 2, those PS1 games that you used to play. Boss fights unique. Character models are good for all of the games across the board. Dialogue is well written. The biggest problems are the camera, and the story is just too generic, and sometimes I feel like I'm doing the same thing in all of them except for Noir. In all of them, you're pretty much just running the gauntlet to get to the end of the boss, and that's pretty much it. There's no uniqueness that breaks them up, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 levels. Overall, the game is a solid game, but it could have done a lot more. It's definitely not the Arkham Asylum of Spider-Man's, but it's a great start. It's definitely a step above most. So I give Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions an 8 out of 10.